The United Nations releases a draft cybercrime treaty. Anonymous Sudan calls out attacks against North American critical infrastructure. Why is Edge on the edge, and what is juice jacking? Hi everyone, I'm Aaron Foyer, CEO of Valencia Risk, with this week's Cyber Optimist update from Japan. First thing I'd like to speak about is the United Nations. After 5 years of development, they are releasing next month a draft cybercrime treaty, of which Canada is expected to be a signatory, and it's going to actually include a bunch of major changes. First off, there are over 30 different types of cybercrimes that are identified, including for the first time cyberbullying. And while some privacy advocates are concerned that it may be overreaching, it could well be a balanced bill. It does recommend data protection laws for privacy protection. It recommends improved due process for accused individuals, and it also calls out the need for international cooperation to be improved and to protect critical infrastructure. Communications, transit, health, and other organizations in critical infrastructure are identified. We are looking forward to seeing that draft, and it's needed because when we look at the news, for example, Anonymous Sudan threatening to attack North American and Canadian critical infrastructure, specifically healthcare, we know that international collaboration is going to be important. This week we also read about juice jacking, the concept of plugging your device into a compromised charge point and by extension having malware installed on your own device. How real is it? It's difficult. There are law enforcement tools used out there like GreyKey that can take hours or days to try and break into a fully locked device. So it might not be top right when we think of the fact that 3/4 of attacks are actually using less sophisticated techniques, social engineering with no payload. We also read this week about Microsoft Edge. Apparently that browser, used by many, has been releasing every URL that you visit to Microsoft's Bing API and perhaps OpenAI DALL-E, we don't know. Turn off the content creation feature in Microsoft Edge or wait for a patch. And for those of us who are thinking big picture about what we should do when Anonymous Sudan is targeting critical infrastructure and corporations, think about resilience. I'm going to talk about two things only. The first is security zoning. Whether you are critical infrastructure or corporate, put your crown jewels behind security zones to ensure that they are protected from casual attack. They should not be exposed onto the internet. And for those of us who have privileged accounts, IT administrators and privileged users, think hard about what you're doing to protect those devices, because they are in fact one of the most compromised points, and it can bypass all of the security zones that you're thinking about. This week, I want you to focus on how you're going to improve resilience, protect your endpoints, and focus on awareness training to ensure that individuals understand that it's not always about malware, it's often about human behavior. This is Aaron Foyer for the Cyber Optimist Update. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay dry. Cheers.